Achilles tendon pain is a common condition. Whether you're just walking around the city, you're a runner running a marathon or a triathlon, maybe you play a sport that requires a lot of jumping, so either basketball or volleyball, Achilles tendon pain is common in all of those populations. So in this episode, we're going to talk about why exercise is king for treating Achilles tendon pain, and also what exercise protocols you should use when treating it. So this video is just on exercise programs for Achilles tendon pain. I'll make a separate video that'll go over more in depth of what causes Achilles tendon pain, how it's diagnosed, and also whether you should get imaging or not. But the short of it is that Achilles tendon pain is an overload condition, meaning that you put too much load on the Achilles tendon, whether it was just too much in intensity or just too much in volume. So whether you started doing sprints very quickly or you just started running marathons too much, you overloaded the tendon, which led to pain. So let's get into the exercise programs for Achilles tendon pain. There are two major programs that are used for treating Achilles tendon pain, and those are the Eccentric loading program and then also heavy slow resistance protocol. The eccentric loading protocol focuses just on the eccentric loading component, which when we look at muscle contractions, there's two muscle contractions. We have a concentric, which would be if we're doing a heel raise, that's the part where you're actually lifting up your heel as your muscle's contracting. And then we have the eccentric component, which is actually where we slowly lower the heel down towards the ground, so the muscle is actually lengthening as it's contracting. And so this program does 3 sets of 15 reps of eccentric single leg heel raises. So just focusing again on the lowering of the heel. And these will be performed twice a day for 12 weeks, and they'll gradually progress the load, typically using a backpack to add weight to the heel raises. The other protocol is the heavy slow resistance protocol, and this will consist of 3 exercises where they'll focus on both the concentric and eccentric muscle contractions, so they're not isolating just the eccentric components. The 3 exercises are the seated calf raise, a leg press where they're just focusing on moving the ankles, so it's essentially a heel raise, and then they'll also do a heel raise with a barbell on their back. This protocol also uses 3 sets by 15 reps, but they'll use a 15 repetition max, meaning that you're going to load the exercises the most that you could do 15 reps for. And as you progress through the program, the amount of weight increases and the amount of reps that you do decreases. So by the end of the program, which was a 12-week program, you would do 4 sets of a 12 repetition max. And a study published in the American Journal of Sports Medicine compared these 2 programs, and they found that both of them resulted in pain relief, but the heavy slow resistance protocol actually had better patient satisfaction than the eccentric only loading protocol. And I think this study has 2 major implications when we look at exercise programs for Achilles tendon pain. One of the points is that we don't need to worry about isolating just the eccentric component of exercise. So when we're doing our heel raises, we can simply just do the concentric component and the eccentric component, meaning that we could just do a complete heel raise. Lift your heel up off of the ground and then slowly lower it back to the ground, and they're both effective for treating Achilles tendon pain. And this will also probably better replicate how we actually use the Achilles tendon anyway. So when we're looking at return to play, you're going to do the eccentric and the concentric components of muscle contractions, whether you're running, jumping, all that kind of stuff. So if we're looking at being similar to how the actual tendon is going to have to perform, we might as well include both the concentric and eccentric components in our rehab program anyways. And the second point is that we should probably be loading the Achilles tendon more in rehab programs than we currently do. Most programs only do heel raises without any load, but when we look at the programs or protocols for Achilles tendon pain, both of them emphasize load on them. And this makes a lot of sense because when we return to play or return to activity, we're going to put a lot of load on the Achilles tendon. So we need to make sure that when we're recovering from an injury, the loads that we are placing on it from a rehab perspective are similar to what's going to be experienced when we return to play. Otherwise, we might be setting ourselves up for another overload issue. In summary, exercise is an effective treatment strategy for Achilles tendon pain. Both an eccentric loading program as well as the heavy slow resistance protocol are effective in both decreasing the pain and increasing the strength of the Achilles tendon. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of both of those programs, I wrote them in the comments below. All the articles are also listed below if you want to take a look at those as well. Thank you for watching this video on Achilles tendon pain. I hope that you found this information useful. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Also, leave a comment below letting me know your experience. And if you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button, which I think is over here, but you know what? It might be over here. Wherever you see that red subscribe button, go ahead and click that button so you can see more of my content in the future.